streaming. That's all I have to do. So, okay, great. All right. Thank you so much for joining me in doing yoga today. So, to prove that we can do yoga under all circumstances, including when we're not feeling 100% physically, we're going to attempt to do a very simple practice today, very gentle, maybe a little bit of restorative practices to allow our physical body and mind to still be active, right? And to be engaged. And again, the physical yoga, the expectation of a physical yoga practice sometimes feels like an exercise, or maybe is sometimes perceived as an exercise routine, and it's not. It is about quite the opposite, to have an internal conversation, to have a time for our brain and our mind and our physical body to connect to our spirit. And so maybe we can allow, if you are kind enough for us to have a practice like that today, we can allow very gently the physical body to just connect. And so maybe entering into a sort of meditative state for a few minutes, and meaning that not that we're transcending anything, it's not something huge, just simply that we can refocus the mind, we can focus the attention to observe what it looks like to look into our mind, into our thinking, to look into our spirit. And so the body is a really huge component of that, that we can allow the physical body to process some of those things. And so as we sit very, very gently, and we place the hands in the most comfortable position, for me at this time is to resting the back of my hands onto my inner thighs or knees. If my legs are extended, then by all means, and soften every one of my fingers so the palms of hands are relaxed. And I am allowing my elbows and shoulders to gently sink towards the ground, while my head and jaw is softened and my lips and facial expression relaxes, and I can feel. And I start gently going through my physical body. So what does it feel like to just sit for a moment and to invite, again, there's nothing extraordinary in the sense of magical or whatever other things that we might conceive that is really out of our reach. It's a very simple connection. It's a very simple practice to be able to invite the physical body to just sit on our sitting bones, to sit on our hips for a second, to let all the parts of the body that we think we have to hold an intention to just relax and see. And so what does relaxing really mean? It just means that I pay attention to those parts of my body that are actively tight and holding and contracting and maybe racing or maybe shrinking, and to then softly let them exhale them out of tension. And that goes with my breath, that even my breathing is not tense, that I'm able to just exhale and to really feel the range and to expand every time that I inhale into my lungs. And I observe my physical body just opening as I inhale. And we tend to rush so much in our daily lives, in our lives, in accumulation of every instant. Then all of a sudden you'll find yourself to be at my age, rushing through life to obtain something, when it's just about the buildup of every moment, that every single exhalation counts, that every single inhalation, when it comes as a moment of grace, right? It's given to us. We were talking a few seconds ago, the idea of deserving things versus perceiving things as a gift. Just that nothing is deserved, everything is just a gift. That we are able to allow the inhalation and the expansion of the body to breathe into every sense, every organ, every tissue, oxygenate it, and then intentionally take out the things, the toxic things that we do not need to keep inside. And maybe the right hand inhales, and then you can feel the right hand slowly coming in front of the belly and raising up towards your chest as you inhale. And then turn the palm of the hand as if you're just facing towards the ground, and bring, as you breathe out, the air out of your body, exhaling, moving the arm, moving the hand towards the hips, and turning the palm hand gently up as you breathe in. And taking at your own pace, not mine, the palm of the hand to turn down, to feel the exhalation, to feel just for a second. Again, the gift that we get every time that we take for granted of the inhalation. And you can add to it this, your intention. What is it that you observe when you breathe in? What is it that you observe when you breathe out? Finding and taking the time, investing time to breathe and to raise your energy, to exhale and ground it. Nothing special as a human being. I'm just here, another instrument of service. And to inhale, to extend, to raise, to elevate, to offer this energy up, and to allow the exhalation to ground it, to feel that we're connected to Mother Earth. And that embrace and support of Mother Earth lengthens and expands and opens and truly lifts our heart. Then we exhale your body again in a sense of humility, not stepping in between, but truly allowing ourselves to be open for that space of service. Even that our breath and the intention of our practice is about bringing balance into a world that is so fast and so moving and sometimes perceived so violent. But if we pay attention very gently to just other things, looking around and focus on the green of the vegetation, the brightness of the sun and the clarity of the sky, we just pay attention to the harmony of growth and flourishing of every plant around, perfect harmony of all nature around us. Can we focus not into what we do to the world as human beings, interfering, but as we connect in harmony with it? And I find my last breath that my body feels in my gut and through my chest and through my throat and even through my head. Inhaling it. And I can exhale my right hand slowly and sit for a second while my arms are able to exhale behind my body, as if my fingers were just moving behind my lower back, and rest them gently against my lower back, against my tailbone, against my sitting bones, and then observe that the elbows roll gently forward. So my shoulder blades separate and I extend all the pressure of my neck, of my back, of my cervical spine, of my lumbar spine. My jaw draws in, my crown of the head keeps moving as I keep exhaling feet further towards the ground. It doesn't matter how far. Breathe in and exhale. Move your body. Give it time to move even deeper. And so what is resisting in this position? Is it the pressure on my head? Is it the tension of my hips, on my legs? Is it my lower back? Can I allow my body to just stay comfortable? Do not go any further than your body allows it. Can I allow my exhalation to empty, to feel my body coming a little bit closer towards the ground? When my exhalation gently comes all the way through. Take one last breath in. Exhale, empty slowly, and then very, very gently raise in as many breaths as it takes me to come into sitting pose. Very gently, not rush. So what's the rush here? What's the intention of holding and grounding my tailbone and lower back and opening my elbows? And then my elbows shift slightly behind my back. Not because I'm forcing anything, I'm just simply opening and allowing my chin to slowly drop gently towards my chest, to extend those neck muscles, right? We slowly, especially as we have needing to control things around our environment, work, home, life, we allow those tensions to be built on certain parts of the body, and sometimes it is our neck and shoulder blades. Can I feel my chest raising a little bit? And my tummy tucking in, and my chin moving slowly into my breastbone area? One more time. Being patient, just observe. Do not judge. Do not get lost in any thought except just the one. Listen to your breath, taking the time to invest for the last inhalation and the exhalation to empty slowly, softly releasing head and shoulders and arms and hands. And the body slowly opens gently, the hands to the sides of your legs, towards the knees, towards the thighs, and let your left hand come slowly across your body as if your left hand comes towards your right leg if it's extended, as your right knee if it's extended towards your right hamstring or thigh or hip if your legs are crossed, and leaning gently onto the left side, not because you're forcing. And you can put a pillow, you can put a block, you can put anything you want on the left side of your body and rest against that prop or a folded towel, a folded blanket, and let your body exhale and see if your head drops out towards the left side of your body. And so without having to control, if you have something that supports you on that left side, then the right side is able to relax a little bit and let it open, let it breathe, and letting the right shoulder, the right rib cage just open, and maybe the right rib cage becomes a little bit more perpendicular, and that feels that these muscles that are in between our ribs are now starting to extend, and you can feel how that affects the head, the neck, and all the vertebrae, all the way from the hips to the side of your waist and your jaw dropping. And again, never rushing, just using all the time and your time just perfectly for this one moment. And do not get entertained. Try to fill your body with that sense of healing and restoration. To slow down, even in our thinking, that the body exhales and you breathe kindly and follow your own spiritual intelligence. What is that your body, again, rediscovers deep inside of you? Where do you tap into that wisdom, into that sense of harmony? One more time. Deep breath, making all the tissues really open, really feeling the extension, that your right side is grateful as you exhale. And then slowly with the prop, with your left arm, with your left elbow, slowly, do not hurt your body. Do not hurt it even as you go up. Let it to softly come upright and feel that every muscle, every joint softly feels the balance of the upright position, and stay steady, extending your legs if you need to be extended, remaining crossing the opposite leg if you want to switch positions without having to rush. Very gentle movement. Again, restoring. What are we restoring, right? We talk so much about restoration. So what are we restoring? But it's simply re-encountering ourselves again, finding that the exhalation empties through, that your right arm then slowly crosses over towards, again, the left extended leg or flexed leg, and you place that prop under the right side so you can slowly place your body weight into it, your torso, without lifting, without forcing, without tearing anything. And every time that you exhale, you can feel your body releasing a little bit deeper, and your head looking in the exact direction that it needs to look, towards the ground, towards the chest, towards the left shoulder. And you investigate, what does it feel like on this left side? Once you start trusting the exhalation, you're not forcing, you're simply moving into it. That your spine starts really feeling the opposite side, and you can start breathing intentionally into portions of your body that you want to focus in. So where do I need to breathe in? And how do I feel that? Do I need to touch it with my fingers so I can feel that part of my body connecting, so my mind can actually connect and sense that section of my body, maybe that one point of my body? Do I need to breathe in a way that extends and opens all the parts and every part? And I exhale to release and soften. No forcefulness, no tension. One more time, take a deep breath. To extend, to really focus your breath into the left side of your body, into your lung, into your shoulders, or whatever part that is bringing your attention. And then as we exhale, we intentionally restore it. So that means all the things that do not belong in this moment. And we restore the wholeness of the body, the entire full energy. And we let the body exhale. When my last two breaths, as I expand, not rushing, adding if I need to add, observing all the things, the communication of your body. What is your body telling you in certain parts, and how do I adjust and feel that part deeper and honor my body telling me, showing me places that I need to see? And can I exhale? And then without any judgment, it's not good, it's not bad, it's not something hurt, it just is. And the body is wise to help you come slowly and gently back into without having to force, without having to rush, simply returning back to center. Your arms and hands slowly settle into your legs, into the sides of your legs on the ground. Take a deep breath in, exhale all the way through. Again, not rushing, spending time with the body, letting the arms come slowly wider and taller and longer towards the sky as I inhale, and letting my fingers connect above my head. So my fingers interlace above my head, and I extend the index finger towards the sky, and my arms are lengthening gently. Again, and sometimes that is challenging, the shoulders, the ribs. Do not concentrate on the challenge. Just observe. What is the body telling you? Where is it conversing with us? What is it telling our physical body to do. Can I be, again, in that restorative, gentle mode without having to force sitting back onto our sitting bone, readjusting the length of my shoulders, elbows, and hands one more time, taking a full deep breath. And observing that my belly, my waist tightens, that my ribs expand a little bit broader and a little bit taller. And when and if my body finds, and giving the perfect time to just support the extension, that you're really opening. When my last one breath comes in and I feel what it feels to open, to extend, then I allow my elbows and hands and arms to slowly come very, very gently forward. Palms and hands are going to touch completely into Anjali Mudra in front of the heart center. And I'm going to press gently the palms and hands towards each other, allowing the pressure of my hands to realign my wrists, to stretch my forearms, to feel my elbows connected, to connect to my biceps and triceps, the back of my arms, the front of my arms, to feel my shoulders aligned and connected, that my back is actually supported. I'm not pushing, I'm not forcing, I'm simply sitting upright, that I breathe very gently into this position with my legs extended or crossed, it doesn't matter. And I allow my body to turn as I exhale towards the right side. And I look gently to the right. And so without forcing, without twisting too deeply, without forcing any part of my body, my head softens, my jaw softens, my shoulders are very, very wide. And I keep twisting until my body feels the fullness of my twist. And I observe very gently my thumbs connected to my breastbone, and the richness of my breath in, strengthening the body with every breath, not weakening, not forcing, not finding the spaces of pain or discomfort, but allowing ourselves to just breathe, to give ourselves permission to restore to the perfect balance that we deserve. One more time, deep breath. Exhale to your abdomen and waist area. One more time, just to feel it. Not forcing, but you can feel how your body starts, again, collaborating and starting without any strength, without any violence. Observe your final deep breath in. And then exhale very, very gently. Again, observe, gather, feel how you can activate and support your muscles to maintain for one more second into this position. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And let your hands, and I know your body's able to release and soften. Now give permission for your body to just empty out, to open the hands, to let them touch outside your hips. It doesn't matter where your legs are. And let your body settle slowly as if your fists are pressing knuckles, or heel the hands into the ground. And let your body press shoulders down as if you're just raising your chest a little bit longer, as if you're just taking weight off your hips without raising the shoulders, but dropping shoulders down. And your pectoral muscles engage, your clavicles engage. Less is more. So you're feeling slowly engaging the strength of your arms, of your biceps, feeling how your shoulder muscles, the muscles that cover the entire joint of your shoulders, become stronger. And just look at your chest, look at the pectoral muscles and strengthen them as they are. Can I find my jaw and bring it in towards my throat so the crown of it extends a little bit longer? Again, restoring your body's strength. Restoring and focusing onto what is really going well with your body. What is it that is really of value at this moment? And as I exhale, and then I support, softening the torso and hands and arms. And I let my arms and shoulders soften, travel gently into that neutral position, palms of hands onto my lap, on my knees, on my thighs. Deep breath, facing up, facing down, elbows and shoulders relax. Take a deep breath in. Allow my chin to slowly drop towards the chest area. It's just my head, just so I can really focus on my neck muscles, on my neck joints, on the little vertebrae of my cervical. Let the body exhale slowly. And when the body is ready, I'm going to roll my right ear towards my right shoulder. Again, my pacing, rolling gently. My jaw stays low, tied to my chest, and I simply roll my right ear towards my right shoulder. My shoulders tend to move, my back tends to round. I keep open. Less is more. Can I adjust my jaw and feel that all the muscles, again, realigning this time, feeling that I'm restoring or giving an opportunity for my body to know exactly where it should be placed, what is its most comfortable position. Can I feel that the breath opens rather than crushes into parts of my body? Can I observe the inhalation that opens and extends the left side? Am I tensing through my legs, through my feet, through my hands? Am I able to move the elbows and shoulders and chest to just give enough opening? When my body exhales, and I feel it slowly, raising my head, very, very gently, with the chin coming back towards the chest, towards the sternum. Exhale all the way through. One more time. Take a deep breath in. Settle into the center. Feel that your tail area, that your entire spine descends into the ground, to the pelvic floor. And I really want to focus on that place that sometimes feel off center, right? I'm always moving and my abdomen and hips are just feeling like they need to keep on going, and I never have time to just settle that pelvic floor. I don't have to be overexcited about anything. I can just be centered today and restore that balance. So I can open my subtle senses, that I can really start looking clear in my throat, clear in my voice, clear in my tongue, clear in my chest and shoulders, and then maybe my forehead, my eyes and the eyelids. And I allow my breath one more time to extend, to really feel long, to really open. And then exhale, and my jaw slowly draws into my chest, very, very kindly, feeling that my head and my shoulders are never tense, just finding your own rhythm. And so what is the emotional connection here? Is there anything that comes up in my head, in my emotions, in my feelings? And am I allowing the head to then be able to turn towards the left? And how does the left side feel compared to the opposite side? Is it okay to maintain my chin and close my chest, while the neck and the spine and the shoulders and the entire cervical area lengthens, and I feel my body breathing and feeling my neck extending and opening the muscles of my back? Where am I being distracted or pulled to? Where is my mind going to? And I, again, without having to force anything, without any sense of violence, can I allow myself to rebalance, to regulate internally? And how can I, in this simple way, become an instrument of peacefulness? My simple, small contribution, right? This sense of servitude of this moment is not contributing with pain, with sorrow, with violence, with a sense of fear, but is simply allowing itself to re-encounter all that is wondrous, all that remains beautifully unseen. the immense messages of nature for beauty and rebirth. When my body is ready, can I feel the exhalation? Without rushing, inhaling first. And as I exhale very slowly, with the chin closer to my chest, I bring my head back. Not rushing. That is my challenge. Can I stay present? Can I refocus my attention as I breathe in? Welcoming all those beautiful emotions. And I exhale slowly. If I believe gently in that power of divine nature, God, whatever you want to call it, and I just be open for just a millisecond to really welcome that breath in, that welcomes that energy into my body, and my head races, my neck lengthens, I feel my spine, I feel my torso. Can I bring my arms open wide as I breathe in, outside my shoulders, and let my elbows bend so the palms of hands gently meet, and bring the energy of the palms into my heart. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be one breath. Can I feel that? Can I just slow down enough so I can connect in such a way that I can feel that inside of me? And I sit. And I breathe out anything I discover. And I rotate as I inhale towards the left, in as many breaths as I need to turn, to hold, to tighten, to support, to breathe in. So if my body is, how is my body responding to that? And what is it that I need to do to adjust and to compensate and to adapt to what my body needs and not to what I think it needs? Can I shift and move and open and rotate and experiment? Experiment with the body in as little tiny shifts of the shoulders, of the jaw, of the head, of the neck, of the breastbone, of my fingers, of the pressure between my hands. Truly my relationship. I'm giving myself a bracket in my day, a space in my day to just fit, to be fully in. When my last long deep breath exhales, and I can feel my body really shifting. That I observe how it feels to twist through every one of my vertebrae. Inhaling, coming back to center. And then exhale, soften the hands, the arms, the shoulders, bringing the back of the hands towards the sides of the hips, towards the back of the glutes. That my legs extend, switch, it doesn't matter. Can I allow my spine to round very, very gently forward? So I now release the pressure of the shoulders, release the pressure of the neck. Can I let my vertebrae column just move and hang and dangle forward as if my head were to touch softly towards the ground? And if I have a prop, I need a towel, a folded blanket, a pillow to rest my head so I don't have to force my body. I can rest my body forward. I can feel my body opening, alleviating pressure, relaxing, really letting, and again, relaxing doesn't mean anything, right? It's discovering where is it that I'm holding on to things. My wrists, my elbows, my shoulders. Is there pain? Is there an adjustment that needs to happen in my body to let that shift in a different way? So it looks like and feels differently this time. That every breath is so valuable as an instrument of observation, that my exhalation releases any point or any place of pressure or tension and then I allow my breath to enter one more time, that space that I just cleared, and I wrap it and fold it and then exhale it one more time. My last gentle and cooling breath in, can I allow my exhalation to slowly start moving, using my hands possibly, not to rush, but to very, very, very gently raise and align and extend and open and lift my heart forward, and my legs are slowly raising the knees, finding my feet settle to the ground. If my legs were extended, contracting. If my legs were folded, bring them in my hands or fists, gently resting behind my glutes or hip area so my feet are settled to the floor. And I allow the heels very gently, as if I'm really, really feeling the heel on the ground, the balls of the toes onto the floor, my arms not pushing, but supporting my abdomen to tuck in and raise the lumbar spine, that my shoulder blades shift towards each other, that my breastbone area opens forward. When my body is ready, I can drop my right and left knee to the right side of my body. So I'm going to just follow. It doesn't matter what adjustments I need to do. Do I need to let my left hip raise? Do I need to move my toes? Do I need to move my knee a little bit? Do I need to move my hips a little bit? Can I move them slowly towards the right? And I let my shoulders and elbows tell me how much of an opening of my chest do I need to find. Am I supporting the body? Can I look slowly in the direction opposite to my knees and see what happens? Can I feel what it feels just more perfect and beneficial to my body at this point? And then move through the parts with gentleness, that maybe adding a little bit of resistance. And can I observe one more time, adjusting, not tensing, not forcing. Am I breathing? Am I really breathing out? I observe the processing of my body as I exhale, and I feel my feet adjusting on my legs, and not tense, not hold it for the sake of holding it, but adjusting for the sake of bend. And I observe one more time my body to just move through my legs on the right side, and then very, very gently returning, very slow motion, not because I'm rushing, not because I need to fulfill any expectation. Stay. And maybe my hands are ready to slowly come towards my thighs, towards my knees, moving forward. And I maybe reach towards my big toes with my index, maybe my hands to my shins, maybe my, again, index and middle finger are holding my big toes, and I am able to flex my toes up off the ground on the heels of my feet. And my head slowly stays tall. If I have a neck issue, I'm not going to push my shoulders out. I'm going to raise my chest, tuck in the tummy. And if I am able to feel my hips, as if my torso is really moving, again, the connection of the hips, the pelvic floor, the lumbar spine, all connects to your thighs, to the head of your thigh bone. And maybe the chin lengthens up towards the sky if my neck allows it. And maybe my jaw lengthens away from my chest, and I feel that my eyes roll gently behind the eyelids towards the eyebrows, and I breathe. And I exhale softly through my mouth without hyperventilation. Just simply balance and take, maybe that slows down my breath if I inhale, and let the breath out through my mouth softly. And one more time, inhaling through my nose, really feeling my body, exhale and move as I exhale those parts of my body that need to release tension one more time. Observe the exhalation. Feel the body slowly moving and coming slowly back upright. Take a deep breath in. And letting my hands and my arms to soften. Again, restoring our balance. So what does it feel like to restore? To let blood flush through all those joints. Then I place my hands one more time behind my hips. Whatever position is most appropriate and supportive of my body. That my elbows are never tense, that my feet are softly from the heels to your toes, not forced, and as close as my body allows it, or as far away as my body needs it. And when my body is ready, I'm going to drop my knees to the left, not because there's a formula, it's just simply movement. And see what happens when you really invite the body to move. And I'm not holding the position because I have to, or because there's a thing about where my toes go, or where my knees should go, or where my hips should go. It's movement. It is just movement. And so what is that benefit of raising my chest? Is there a possibility to look over in the opposite direction to my knees? And so is there an opening in any part of my body as my head lengthens out? Again, immediately expectations come to mind. And I just stay actively engaged and observe what happens. Look inwardly, practice yoga connection, adjust, modify. Is there anything that needs to be moved a little bit, readjusted a little bit? Can I find the rhythm of my breath? Is my breath, again, indicating a natural, gentle way of moving? There's no tension, that I'm not forgetting parts of my body, that I'm integrating all as I exhale deepest into this. And when I find myself there, and then slow motion, not rush, there's no having to, it's simply re-engaging and moving into the body, finding my legs slowly and feeling my hands just coming from the back of my body towards my hamstrings, towards my thighs, embracing slowly my legs as close or as far away as I need to have my legs. So my arms just come and hug gently my legs from underneath, and I feel my fingers connecting possibly, or my hands to my forearms or my elbows, triceps, and my back rounds, and I create openness in my back. So the thighs rest against the belly as close as possible. My jaw draws in and my forehead comes gently towards the kneecaps. And I observe my body. And am I pushing my back, or I'm able to open my back? And there's so much in our environment, right? We are invaded artificially with all these negative things, right? The things that are highlighted around our world are the negative issues. There's so many millions of multi moments of beauty and discovery, of humanness and valor, strength, and spirituality. Can I let my back, not to be overly protected, but to excel, to open? Not that we are blind to other things, but it's a moment of restoration. There's the other 22 and a half hours of the day, do many other things. But today, right now, I'm restoring my balance. Can I observe my body to softly, not tense through my back, but to breathe through it? So what is it that I need? What is it that my back needs? Do I need to stay? There's not, as again, a specific formula. Is about my own way of reaching in of moving meditation. That is not just from my head out, it's not from my lips out, but it's my body, it's my intention. Can I allow myself to exhale and to breathe very gently all the way through your abdominal cavity, feeling your ribs? And so the lungs expand inside the torso for the last time to feel your shoulders and shoulder blades open. And as the body exhales, and I can feel my body exhaling deeply into this position, I maybe allow my head and shoulders to slowly undo. And I feel gradually, not in a one thing, not as forcefulness, or there's no pressure in here, but to move very kindly deeper into an upright position. And my body's able to move my legs maybe gently forward when I'm there. And my hands are going to come towards the sides of my thighs, and I'm going to roll. We're going to roll with my knees as easy as possible, my back, my tailbone area, and every part of my body softly into the floor, very, very gently. And my legs remain flexed, my body remains light, my torso remains comfortable, and I feel my head releasing towards the ground. And I drop my shoulder blades into the floor. And I find a towel, a pillow that supports the base of my head. That means the natural arch. That means the support of the arch of the cervical area. So my neck is not tense, and I feel that my neck is not floating. I support and maintain it. Can I sink my belly button area so my rib cage area slowly opens, and I allow my right hand to come very kindly off the ground towards the sky? And I'm going to drop it completely across my chest towards the left side. And so what happens when my right arm comes across my body? Do I need to tense my fingers or my wrist, or maybe the elbow, or my shoulder itself? Or can I just let it softly twist or stretch over? Can I find my left hand, the opposite hand, to come and support that right arm? Not to force it, but support it into the extension, right? So can I pull lightly into my forearm, into my elbow, into my triceps, so the right shoulder blade opens and my head remains in that neutral, perfectly long extended position of the cervical spine? My body exhales. And so what is the sensation? And what is the feeling attached to that? What is the emotion attached to that? And I stay for a second here and observe that my body is gentle. Can I observe a slow motion into that right side? Deep breath. So if I press on my chest, what is the sensation there? And where is my full breath coming to or from? Can I allow the last movement, that my right arm is a little bit longer, that I'm really cleansing little parts, things that come up. It's like bubbles of air, right? These thoughts, these ideas that keep coming up. Not entertain them, not reattach to them. Let them exhale, and then slowly inhale, and let the right arm, the right elbow, the right shoulder release, or be released, or helped to be released by the left. And the arm relaxes towards the side of the body. And so what does it feel like to let the right arm just rest? Can I bring the exhalation to anchor, to feel where have I pulled my back, my hips, my neck? Are my feet and legs in the perfect position? Do I need to exhale one more time? Can I allow my left arm to then raise towards the sky very, very gently when I am ready? And use my breath to cross the left arm across my body, across my chest, across my shoulders, letting it touch gently towards the ground, towards the shoulder, towards the floor, and then exhaling. And maybe my right hand comes slowly to support. Doesn't matter how far, I remind myself all those things that need to be reminded of for this position for my body. Did I check if there was any part that was overdone on the right side? Can I pay attention to that part right now so I prevent it from happening again, to overdoing it? Or do I? Is it okay to just feel it differently this time? Can I use my breathing? Can I use my exhalation, my chest, my abdomen, my spine, my shoulder blade, all the muscles? Can I relocate or move lightly pieces of my body to feeling a little bit deeper, or maybe in a different location? Can I allow myself one more time to restore the health of those muscles? Muscles being tense, contracted, are not necessarily the best for the physical body. Can I, for a few seconds, invite blood flow to be empty, to really move it, to really activate deeper into the left shoulder? Go feel it deeper, sensations, emotions. And sometimes what we find is not comfortable, and it's okay to find the best comfortable position as your body exhales. Slowly, slowly raise, let go, breath in. Allow your left arm to come across, your body to exhale slowly on the left side, to check shoulders, neck, spine, feet, legs, very, very gently. Maybe you have enough room for your hands to stay right next to your hips, on your belly, next to your chest, above the head and shoulders, extending the arms above the head with your elbows bent, with your elbows extended, with your fingernails on the ground, and maybe your one knee at a time starts flexing, and maybe one leg at a time starts raising. And you spend time feeling the body inverting its flow from the toes, right? From the pattern of the toes. Can you move your toes individually? Each and every one of your toes, just feel them, move your toes independent of each other, and see what happens when you move them. And do not rush. It's not just a movement because I say so, it's a movement because maybe you're curious and intrigued of the feeling that you find. And maybe flexing all 10 toes is a different feeling on the ball of your toes, and you can feel how activating those 10 toes at the same time feels on the sole of your foot. And maybe the heels of your feet are able to move when you're moving the entire foot, flexing and pointing the entire foot. So what happens to your calves? What happens to your shins? Is there any, again, physical challenge that we may have that might benefit from reactivating circulation to move your calf muscles, your veins, your arteries, to bring blood flow in and out of your body, taking the last 3 breaths. Move around to feel your heels, to feel your calves, the back of your knees, the hamstring muscles, the thighs, the shins. Again, there's so many places to pay attention to. And there's so much, even sometimes thickening of the blood, allowing those coagulation, the thickening of the blood for the maybe diet that we have taken on or something we have eaten. Can I allow myself to just clearly circulate that and cleanse finally as my body exhales, to release, to slowly soften, bend the knees, let your feet very, very gently, not to force any other part of your body, neck, back, shoulders. Let the feet slowly in the ground, settle very, very gently, And let slowly, only your right leg. Maybe your arms need to change positions. They may move around on the ground next to your hips, stay above the head. It doesn't matter. Open them wide, left or right. But let your right leg only stretch and move it slowly away from your body through your heel to see what happens in that joint of your knee. So can you feel that knee moving? Can you allow the hamstring to be closest to the ground? Not because you're forcing it, simply because you're feeling the extension of your leg and you want to feel how that leg roots into the entire pelvic and torso area. One of the muscles are engaged as you move your leg a little bit longer. Maybe your body's ready to restore this movement of the leg by pointing the toes as far away from the center of your body as possible, moving the toes to the right. And so what are the muscles that move the right foot to the right side of your body? And you rotate it and you move just heel grounded and toes moving it out. And observe what happens to the glutes, what happens to the inner thigh, what happens to the thigh connecting to your knee and your calf, your ankle. Can you find your breath one more time? Soften your eyes. It's perfectly okay to stay and rest for a second. When the body's ready, exhale all the way through. Raise your toes and move your toes towards the inside of your body. So if you're just rotating your right toes inwardly, so pointing the toes softly into the center and see what happens to the hip. Then the body exhale, observing slow movement, not force, not tense, not find difficulty or challenge. Letting your body breathe very, very softly. Exhale through your root of the leg. Can you find that? Can you find what is or where are those muscles that make that movement of the entire leg to your thigh bone out into the center of your body? Maybe it's your abdomen, maybe it's the lower back area that also feels that, and that affects your shoulders and that affects your neck. Can I observe my body one more time to feel what that feels without having to force anything? Adjusting as I exhale and then rolling the toes back gently as I inhale. Settle for just a few seconds. Breathe in, that is, and breathe it out. Can I flex my right knee when I'm ready to inhale? And switch. Settling easily from the heel to your toes of your right foot, and then taking the time to exhale and feel what it feels like to extend leg and where are the points of tension, especially our knees. For some of us need special attention here. So can I have my knees really be brought to my attention? Do I need to shift anything? Do I have to have props underneath my knee, underneath my lower back, underneath my neck, underneath my shoulders? Can I observe my body to, again, move from the root of the hip into the entire right leg, just extended. So how does that affect my lower back? How does that affect my shoulders, the of my neck? Can I allow my body to exhale very slowly from this position and move the left toes outside the left leg, outside through the inner thigh. So my toes move, doesn't necessarily have to be forced, it doesn't have to be flexed, simply move from the heel out. And see how that affects the glute area, the inner thigh, and what are the parts of my body that need to be adjusted. Where do I need to make this adjustment? And can I feel modification needed? So I need to undo the position and come back into the pose. What are the thoughts? Again, what are the ideas that come up as I pay attention to that leg and slow down my entire movement? To feel well, to feel rested, to feel Hold. To understand the power of just slowly paying attention to heart rate, to circulation, to breathing rhythm. When the body is ready, exhale slowly. Feel the difference between when you started and where you're right now on your leg, and then point your toes towards the ceiling, rotating or pivoting through your heel, and then adjusting as much as you need to, and let the toes point towards the center of your body. See what happens when you rotate your leg in the opposite direction. And what is the opposite leg feeling? How can I isolate only on that left leg? Do I need to soften my back? Do I need to soften my hips? Do I need to lighten up my shoulders? Do I soften my jaw, my facial expression, my rib cage? Is my throat and neck area able to? Are they able to soften? And am I still connected? And I switch from being so outwardly driven and so outcome and action driven to stay present for a second, to restore who I am, instead of giving pieces of myself out constantly. And I really reinforce what I do know about myself. What is beautiful? What is true? How is my life so best? As many things as I think they might be happening. What are the other 10,000 other things that are really going well? And what do I do with that discovery? I turn it into a sense of gratitude, of humility, not because I deserve it, it's because it's a gift. And am I being grateful for that specific? Is my body able to exhale and then return as I inhale back to center and observe what happens when that left foot returns to center? What are the muscles that were activated? Where are the other parts that are connected and reacting to it? Are my shoulder blades and head and neck relaxed and settled? Can I bring the left knee in and observe one more time? My feet on the ground, my knees softly bent, my back and shoulders clear, my abdomen sinking in, my rib cage opening, my lower back flattening into the ground. Very gently, knees contract. Bring them above the abdomen. Finding an easy position for my knees, for my feet, for my hips. And then draw a soft half circle to the right. As I exhale, I bring my knees around in a half circle without letting my knees go, just to feel the range of the movement. Then retract them when I'm ready to the left. Very, very gentle. So what is the benefit of this movement for my body? One more time, as I exhale, when I'm ready, to the right, and I, in particular, slow down. In particular, feeling the range. Is there any part of my body that feels, without letting my fingers detach from the knees? Can I inhale at my own pace, nobody else's, into the body, into the ribs, and out to the right side. One last time. And I feel what it feels to rotate, to move. There are things that I discover and I hold my knees in, to revert when I'm ready to go the opposite direction, not rushing my body, my time, my yoga practice, my connection. I observe the range of my movement. I own the exhalation and the rhythm of my breath out. feel my own joints and the benefit of how extreme or not my legs need to move. Can I feel the rhythm one more time of my knees contracting and rolling to the sides, into the tummy, very, very gently, chest. And holding. And when the body is ready, I soften my hands to the root of my legs and hamstrings, and I open my legs one more time towards the sky. And then kindly, without having to lock my knees, I kindly extend my legs and fold it through your hamstrings, through your knees, through the ankles, through the big toes. It doesn't matter. So your legs are just pulling softly the hamstrings. It doesn't matter. Just simply feel that the legs, the closer they are, the farther over your head, the more the intense. Less is absolutely preferred. So you can start recognizing parts. So we can all start recognizing my lower back, recognizing my hips, recognizing the flexion of my tummy, recognizing my calves and the heel connection to my calves, the tendons around the soles of my foot. And I breathe so my jaw doesn't feel that it's lifting and my neck extends and I flatten my back, my shoulder blades. I close my eyes and feel grateful for my physical body exactly as it is. And observe the balance, the restoration of holding myself into this focus. Where are my lips? Where's my jaw? Where's my forehead, my eyes? Where are my elbows and shoulders? And I find my last two breaths. Very gently, without rushing. Exhale to undo, to let my feet to the legs. Slowly come towards the ground. My arms find the most appropriate position. My legs find the most appropriate extension or contraction with, again, my props underneath the kneecaps, the hamstrings, the lower back, the shoulders, the neck area. And I find myself grounded. In my ultimate exercise of surrendering, this Shavasana position actually means corpse pose. So it's like a dead body. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have to move or not literally dead, but it's resting in a way that I feel that every part of my body, again, what does relaxation mean, right? It's just simply the awareness of contraction, tension, things that go unconscious every day and how I'm holding my body. And I let for a few seconds to not hold my body, but to let my body be held by Mother. I'm literally letting the weight of my body be embraced. I might not understand fully, I might not be able to intellectually comprehend the embrace of Mother Earth or the Divine Mother or whatever name of that divine energy that wraps around you feels like or looks like. But I aim for that. I aim to let go. You probably have heard me say many times the story of that very advanced soul that was being disrobed by this very powerful man that had the strength of 100 elephants. She would not let go with her teeth of her sari. She was still holding on. I need to do my part. And Krishna, who came to her rescue was not able to come fully. He was being asked, why are you not coming to the rescue of your devotee? And it is because that devotee was still holding on with her teeth to her side. She was not letting go. And as long as we are holding on, as long as we're not surrendering to that spiritual energy, she energy will not come running partially. The degree of our surrendering, the degree of our internal love and devotion, that is allowed. It's not that it's not present, it's not that it's not constantly given. How much do I let and restore that original state of being? Where I'm really letting and truly and genuinely letting myself be embraced by divine love. Hearing quality of your own sight, beauty and depth of your own process. Not that one of us is special. We are all uniquely special. Letting us being instrument, surrendering, letting the energy flow through us that allows the movement through our physical body. The energy that we talk so much about is that divine energy to run through, to feel that we're just being instruments as the body moves and the body re-engages gently with energy and then stretch as if you're just waking up. And exhale one more time to feel rejuvenated as I breathe in and exhale. Bringing the legs and the knees to flex when you're ready. Turning your body on one side, whichever side you prefer to roll onto, so your knees and back and shoulders just feel comfortable. And maybe we now know what it feels like, or we reconnect to what it feels like to breathe into that natural, kind space. And we find ourselves one more time, our true selves, exhaling into this pose to press slowly our bodies off the ground, as you already know, very gently, very softly, grounding and supporting very gently your alignment with your legs, as comfortable as they need to be. Finding yourself into the most comfortable seating position. Again, as we say, constantly, or remind myself constantly, to find our seat in the world. I don't have to worry about it where it is. I don't have to work so hard to think about where it is. I just need to surrender to it and to trust that I am being an instrument. And the impact and the things and the outcomes and the accountability, all those external things are just that. I'm not responsible. I'm responsible for my internal action and my intention. The rest I surrender. To show up, to be there, to open up is what yoga is, to really reconnect with myself, to really open all those subtle portions of my body. And my arms and my hands slowly brush to the ground to really feel the connection to the earth. And the arms open wide to really feel the space or the akash around us, and to open the entire energy towards the sky until the hands touch. We connect as the exhalation bends the elbows and brings the hands in front of the heart center. I connect to my heart. I connect to that root of my soul that it sits right next to, deeply inside, that divine energy inside of me. Allowing to understand every time a little bit, to experience a little bit more my sense of peacefulness and harmony, of my own truth. Most important, to understand that the only path forward is the path selfless, divine,